Such a special dog. Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. It's the Champions League draw 21-22 and Arsenal aren't in it. Neither are Spurs, neither are Everton, but Manchester United are in it and we are very, very, very happy to be in it this year. And look, you know what? I don't think we're going to win it. I do not think we're going to win it. I don't think we're capable of winning it. And there are bigger reasons to talk about that because obviously at this moment in time, PSG are making mad moves, Chelsea are making big moves, and Manchester City are making big moves. And I think the Ronaldo debate is going to rage at the start of this show as I expected. My video on That's Football is getting a lot of views. You may have seen it. It was only 10 minutes. We're going to be talking about it a little bit longer here, of course. But look, at the end of the day, I want to get as many opinions as I can tonight. We've got the Champions League draw, obviously, and I do want to get as many of your opinions about this. This is the United Stand, so it will generally be United opinions on here, but there might be opinions with others. A lot of people are saying snake. I hate the word snake because the snake for me is Di Maria, and there are different levels of snakiness, aren't there? It's not even, you know what it is? If I'm absolutely honest, I think he's a disgrace for doing it. I really do, and I've said that. But I also think that loyalty cuts both ways, and at the end of the day, I think it's a totally different situation. But remember, we've got Paul Ince on this channel, and Paul Ince went from United to Inter, and then went to Liverpool, and Paul's been on the show, and he said, look, I didn't want to leave United. That's the first difference. He said, I didn't want to leave United. I wanted to stay at United. And they said they'd accepted a bid from Inter Milan. Real Madrid came in for Ronaldo and he wanted to go there. He wanted to go there for 2 years and he went. Ince came back to England and United didn't want him. And Liverpool did. And he had to come back to England. And Liverpool was the second best option. So he came back. Ronaldo doesn't need to go to Manchester City. He doesn't need to go to Man City. He's not even going to Man City for the money, by all accounts. He's going to Man City for his ego. This is not about anything other, really. I mean, there will be money involved, and I think we all appreciate that. But it's also about winning things, isn't it? He's going to a soulless club to win things, and that you've got to have a big ego for that. Because Man City don't have history. They don't have status. He's basically going to a club with no history and no status to go and win things for them. You've got to be a very self-centered, egotistical person to do that. And I've never really thought Ronaldo was that. And I still hope he isn't. But my opinion of Ronaldo will be this. I will never, ever... And look, some people twist your tweets. Of course they do. I had some Liverpool fan earlier saying that, this morning you said that you weren't going to call him shit if he snakes us. And then you've done a video calling him a disgrace. Yeah, I didn't call him shit. I said he's a disgrace. For me, Ronaldo is one of the best footballers I've ever seen. That doesn't change. I'm not going to be... I think you're a level of... childish if you start saying Ronaldo's a shit player and never liked him anyway. That's just you're outing yourself as a crybaby there. That's just ridiculous. Ronaldo's one of the best footballers I've ever seen, and in a United shirt he's probably the best footballer I've ever seen in a United shirt. Ronaldo, to be honest, he is. Don't start talking to me about Rooney or Beckham or anyone like that. You might prefer them as players for United, but the best player I've ever seen in the flesh for United is Ronaldo. He's an absolutely amazing footballer, but to go to Manchester City is disgusting, absolutely disgusting. And I think we as fans would feel bad, but I think what he's doing to Sir Alex Ferguson is a disgrace as well. And that is why a part of me is still saying because they're definitely talking to Man City, but they're talking to a lot of other clubs as well. There's talk that Mendes is in Paris. So I'm hoping... Look, if the only option is Man City, he's got a decision to make. If there are other options, I would expect him to make the other options. But the weight of feeling should not be lost on Ronaldo. if he's even at the level that we are. He might be at a level that he doesn't even aware of it. How do we as fans pressure the board, says Harris? Well, there's a bigger question there about Manchester United. Mark, I'm fuming and heartbroken at the same time. How could our legend even think about doing this? For what? It's disgusting. Football is dead, says Sebastian Duque. Mark, no excuses for Ollie not giving game time to Donny, and I'm wishing Scott speedy recovery. Glazers are parasites to Man United. CDM is a priority, says Alison's TV channel. And I, says Football Corner, says Goldbridge for Man United. Gaffer, you're a great football mind and personality. Keep up the good work, brother. Isis Football. He probably is my brother, to be fair, but thanks for the super chat. Have you seen the Ollie clip about if you play for United, you don't go to Man City? Do you know in what context he was talking about, says Yash. You know what, though? I'm more than happy to talk about Ronaldo, and let me just say that the Champions League draw will be kicking off at 5 o'clock, so we're going to have all that covered for you. I'll give you a couple of minutes in a minute about the pots that we're going to be in. But let me just say this to you here. Don't need that in my ear. Let me just say this, right? Cristiano Ronaldo goes to Man City. Manchester United owners basically promised us a really good transfer window. How ironic is it that the Glazers promise us a very good transfer window, and then at the end of it, it gets obliterated by Man City, who bring back a United legend as well? How much of an L is that? How many L's do this board want to hold? But they actually, the scary thing is, and we need to stop doing this, is that we slate the board and go, oh, they're incompetent, they're holding the L, but they think they're holding a W. They think they do a great job. I've been told by more than one person that Ed Woodward actually thinks over the last 8 years he's done a really good job and he doesn't get the credit he deserves. That's the level of delusion that exists at United. They think they do a good job. They really do. And they think they've done a good job this summer. They really do think that they've delivered a really good transfer window. But what they don't realise is if Man City get Ronaldo, with Grealish and Ronaldo, that probably eclipses Sancho and Varane. I think it probably does. And yet we're miles behind Man City anyway. So it's scary, isn't it? It's scary. And I think, look, there's not going to be many United fans that don't realise who Ronaldo was to United. So it basically includes most of our fan base, and we must digest it and we must discuss it. But it does let Ollie and the Glazers off the hook. Because if we get angry at Ronaldo, we're not getting angry at United. In the last few days of the window, they're probably quite happy Ronaldo's doing this. They're probably there loading the coal up, going, yeah, look, he's a bloody snake. He's a disgrace. He's an absolute disgrace. Ollie and the board will be doing that because it takes attention off them. The big question is, did Man City make an offer to Ronaldo? Yes, looks like they have. Did Manchester United? No. Did we do it when he was leaving Real Madrid and he wanted to come home? No. We've not even made an offer. So yeah, Ronaldo is a disgrace for doing this, and it rips your heart out in relation to your football heritage because it matters. He is a United legend, and we don't use that word with everybody. But United have played their part in this. They could have bloody made him an offer, and it's not huge money either. Man City want him on a free and to pay him about 300 grand a week. We've got an offer on the table for Paul Pogba for 400 grand a week. Who's the bigger United legend, Pogba or Ronaldo? Could we not find a bit of money for Ronaldo to come back? As Titus said, United should step in and stop the deal. If it does, the father-son relationship he has with Sir Alex for me is a pack of lies. United cannot let this happen for the small fee of 30 million, says Hayden. And Mark, looking forward to enjoying another season with United stand. What would you see as a good season? For me, a proper title challenge is the minimum. Kieran, happy to... Look, we'll have a bit of a Q&A because we have got the Champions League draw, but it will take about an hour and a half because they'll be having a little dance and they'll be doing bloody synchronised swimming in between every bloody draw. They'll be giving awards out from last year. It's a long draw, the Champions League draw. It's a long, drawn-out affair, so we'll have lots to talk about. Thank you for the super chat, Christian. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner, and share the video. But what do I think is a good season for United? I think we have to challenge for a title. As we sit here right now, I predicted at the start of the season third. I'm not going to change my mind. I'd probably be leaning more towards fourth. Liverpool look like they're going to be good. Chelsea and Man City are going to be too good. So I probably, if I could alter anything, I predicted third before the start of the season. I'd go to fourth now. And the reason for that, very quickly, is we haven't brought a midfielder in, and we desperately needed that. Therefore, we've not had the window we should have had, and we've not sold anybody. But what Man City could do if they get Ronaldo, and what Chelsea are going to do, is better than what we've done, and they've got a better squad. So Chelsea and Man City are going to be too good for us this year. In my opinion, they're too good for us. And Liverpool look like they might be really good again. So I think we might be down in fourth as things stand at the moment. Unless United put their arse into gear and do something. Do you think Ronaldo will be regarded as a legend if he joins City, says Joseph? I don't hand out the legend status. For me, look, Dennis Law played for Manchester United and he's a legend. And he played for Man City and he did that back heel. That was a different time and a different reason. This is not Dennis Law. Don't relate Ronaldo to Dennis Law in this situation. Dennis Law is a legend of Manchester United. For me, Cristiano Ronaldo, as we sit here, right now, he's a legend of Manchester United. And you had to witness what he did at the club. And he is a legend. We won a European Cup. We won Premier Leagues. He was an amazing player. If he goes to Manchester City, I don't think he loses technically. I don't think he loses legendary status, but I think he loses it in the hearts and minds of he loses it in the hearts of the fans. Technically, I think he's still a United legend, but he won't get spoken about, and he'll lose it. He'll lose it. He'll lose the hearts of United fans. That's what he'll do. And he can talk about himself being a legend of United, but will it be acknowledged anymore? Ronaldo can go to City, but he won't be able to live anywhere near Manchester. Good luck to him, says Raza Ali. And I've been seeing people saying about previous United players who've gone to City, they weren't rivals then. That's the difference. I'd be devastated, says Richard Weaver. Ronaldo wouldn't. Well, that's true, isn't it? You know, when Schmeichel went there, they were shit. Ronaldo wouldn't subscribe to Ollie's progress waffle, so I'm sure Ollie wouldn't want to bring him in anyway, says Andre. Even if Ronaldo doesn't go to City, it won't be forgotten that he was pushing for the move, says Sam Loveland. Well, Wayne Rooney pushed for a move and Man City were meant to be the club he was talking to. So look, if he doesn't go, people can make mistakes. And also, it's also established that George Mendes is speaking to a lot of clubs. There are people saying that this is basically a done deal. Let's wait and see. I mean, that Sky Cave was on Sky an hour ago saying that he's been told by 2 people that the deal's done already. If Ronaldo goes, Glazers will go for Haaland. Sancho and Varane signed due to pressure. Glazers out will be sung every week if Ron goes, says Ramnish. I don't think it will. I think the Glazer out movement's dead, to be honest. I hope it's not, but I think it is dead. I think they've bought their shirts and they've got it away. Don't get short-sighted. The only reason Ronaldo would go to City is if United have said no. Stop getting sucked in, says Michael. 100%. Loyalty cuts both ways. Look, I'm not going to go back on the video I've done on That's Football calling Ronaldo a disgrace if he goes to Man City. The fact that he's even contemplating it is disgraceful. But the fact that United have rejected him, you are asking somebody to be loyal, but don't. It is a bit of a weird one. This is not a lot of people agree with me on this one, but I do put a lot of the blame with the Glazers, because ultimately what you're asking Ronaldo to do is, we don't want you, but don't go to them. It's a very weird thing. We don't want you, but don't go to them. You know, what is, you know, you can see how a personality would go, well, what? You want me to be loyal to you, but you don't want me. I understand that. I do understand that is a bit of hypocrisy, but it's not hypocrisy from the fans. The fans love Ronaldo and the fans want Ronaldo at United. This is the Glazers saying no, but he in himself should still look at it and go, look, it's a difficult one, isn't it? My morals, if I was in this position, right, and I was Ronaldo and I'd played at United and Real Madrid and Juventus, and I want to leave Juventus and Man City want to buy me, and United, I go to United and I say, look, Man City want me, but I want to come here. Do you want me? And they say no. I probably am going to get a bit angry and pissed off and think, you know, fuck them. You know, but ultimately, I think I'd stop myself from doing it, because I'd go, hold on a minute. You know, I want to retire. You know, I'm loaded. I'm loaded. I've achieved more than any other player ever will. And going to Man City and sort of turning my back on what the start of my career was, and Sir Alex Ferguson and the fans and the Champions League, my first Champions League, my first Ballon d'Or, my first, you know, titles, to turn my back on that, I think it'll hurt him when he's older, because you always remember the journey, and United is the journey. So I think he's making a big mistake if he does it. And I wouldn't do it for that reason. Blame United. Blame United. Blame United. Somebody just said there. Who was that? Benjamin Mendy News says Vicious Binman. I don't know what that is. United are well able to stop City getting Sanchez, Fred, Maguire, but not Ronaldo for cheapest. Yeah. Sean, this is the thing I was thinking about before. This is so true. United outbid Man City for Maguire, Fred and Sanchez, but let them have a free run at Ronaldo. You couldn't write the incompetence of United. You couldn't. I've gone Woody Allen here. You couldn't write the incompetence. We outbid Man City and made Sanchez the best paid player in Premier League history. We outbid Man City to get Fred for 50 million. And we outbid Man City for Harry Maguire to spend 80 million on Maguire. I'm not saying I like Maguire, the other two, what a joke. But we don't even enter the race for Ronaldo, one of the best players in the world. Crazy. Mark, man, I'm pissed. Ronaldo was such a big reason for me watching football, says Jot, but I bleed United through and through. I'm legit planning to move to Manchester so I can watch us play every game. It's sad seeing a player I love do this. It is very sad, and it's the fans that suffer again. Tariq says, hi Mark, joined only now. What you make of England's squad, no Greenwood, how that's possible. We're going to talk about that a bit in a minute as well. Very good point there, actually. I don't understand why Mason Greenwood is not in the squad. Mark, if Ronaldo joins Man City, I will think that he retired. I will not watch any of his matches and would never talk about him, and the Glazers need to go, says Mr. Rock and Roll. Bruno, he came from Sporting like Rojo. Wazza was always the bigger United player for me. So proud that I picked him as the United embodiment. Played for us till the last day we wanted him to, says J-Back. Also handed in a transfer request twice. So, fans can't sing Glazers out if they're too busy singing Ollie's at the wheel. That's the whole problem at United, says Andre. Well, fans can sing what they want to. That's democracy, isn't it? Have you heard about the Benjamin Mendy news? No, I haven't. And Chaos says, I blame United. I'm not even mad at Ronaldo for this. United show no ambition. Do you think the agent is pushing the deal? Says Hayden. I think the agent speaks for the player. I can't be a hypocrite and say that Pogba doesn't deserve criticism for what Raiola does, and then Ronaldo gets away with it from Mendes. We've got to be clear here. Maybe he wanted... M. Parker says, maybe he wanted to come home, but United don't want him. Imagine how he must feel. Ollie will bench him for James, says M. Parker. And off topic, but just watch the new overlap with Gary interviewing Roy Keane. Such a great watch. Highly recommend it to everyone. I will have a watch of that, actually. Right, let's have a look at this Mendy news then. Okay, so this is coming... Well, we can report this. This is coming from PA Media. Manchester City footballer Benjamin Mendy has been charged with 4 counts of rape and 1 count of sexual assault against 3 complainants aged over 16 between October 2020 and August 2021. That's from the Cheshire Constabulary, and that is from a Twitter account which is @PA Breaking News and Developing Stories. That is a very serious allegation being made against Mendy, and... yeah, that is not and he's been suspended by the club, according to Manchester City. There we go. Big breaking news there. And Romano has also said that while Juventus are still asking for 30 million for Ronaldo, as they won't sell him on a free, Mendes is talking directly with Man City and discussing about personal terms and contract. Juventus are still waiting for Manchester City's decision about the fee. That's advancing, really, isn't it? That is advancing absolutely, massively, and quickly. It's all kicking off. I mean, the heart drops for me. It really does. It really does. I'm so hurt by it. And it's hard. It's hard. The thought of Ronaldo playing for City makes me feel sick, says Michael Southcombe. You and me too. We're a massive part of his success and player. United are a joke letting this happen. P.S. Do you know where the Champions League final is? I'm going to talk to you about the Champions League in a minute. I'm generally berated that City might sign Ronaldo. If United let Ronaldo, a legend of ours, go to City, I'm done with this club till they leave, says Ivana. I do think there'll be a statement from Ronaldo, I don't think he'll stay quiet on this. He's coming to the Premier League. He's coming back to the Premier League and he's going to Manchester City. He's not going to just say nothing. I think he'll come out and say, look, I had many great years at Manchester United. I love the club, but at the end of the day, this opportunity came up and I want to build new memories with Manchester City. I think that's what the line will be. The worst case scenario is he'll come out and say, look, I had many great years at Manchester United. I love that club. I wanted to move, and Man City were the only club that made me an offer. In which case, it is on United, isn't it? Hey, Mark, I don't understand the Glazers. They went all out for 39-year-old Tom Brady, but won't do the same for Ronaldo. Yeah, I heard Levin talking about that earlier. It's absolutely spot on. You know, with Tom Brady, they go and get an ageing world superstar to help them win something, and they don't bother doing it in football. My heart is broken. I can't believe he's going to City, says Addison. And the thought of Ronaldo, we've done that one. Also, Mark, man, I'm pissed we've done that one. Forget Haaland. This was a perfect opportunity to get Ronaldo home. Let Greenwood learn from him and develop him into a world-class striker. Amy, I agree with that. I really do. And I'm genuinely... Okay, we've done that one as well. I mean, as I said, unfortunately, dreading the City fans singing Viva Ronaldo at the Etihad. Look, Man City fans have had a lot to cheer over United fans for a very long time. I think this is the death knell for Manchester United against Man City, if it's not been hit already. This is going to be where Manchester United basically become Arsenal. We'll win games here and there. We'll win games against the odd. We might win an FA Cup, but the days of winning Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues have never been so far away. You know, they have never been so far away. Pogba's going to go next summer. You know, for every good thing that happens with this club, you get bad things as well. Anyway, we'll talk more about this in a moment. Let's talk about the Champions League draw. That's what we're here for. Pot 1, Pot 2, Pot 3, Pot 4. There will be 4 groups of, I think there are 8 teams in each group. The 4 teams in 8 groups. Manchester United are in Pot 2. We cannot play Real Madrid, Barcelona, Juventus, PSG, Liverpool, Sevilla or Dortmund because they're all in Pot 2. In Pot 1, we can't play Chelsea or Man City for obvious reasons, which means the best team we could play is Villarreal, Atletico Madrid, Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, Lille, Sporting Lisbon. So they're the best team we could play from Pot 1 because we can't play Chelsea and Manchester City. In Pot 3, we can play Porto, Ajax, Leipzig, Atalanta, Zenit, Benfica, Salzburg, Shakhtar. And then in Pot 4, you've got AC Milan, Wolfsburg, Club Brugge, Besiktas, Dynamo Kiev, Young Boys, Malmo, Sheriff. So, I mean, ideally, I think the easiest group would be Sheriff, probably Salzburg, and then Sporting. That would be a good group. Or Lille. Hardest group, Bayern Munich. Probably Leipzig. And Milan. I think that would be the hardest group we could get. But we'll see. The draw is going to happen. It's going to be a slow burner on the draw, so fasten your seatbelts. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. We've got an 8 o'clock show to come. And I'm sure we'll be talking more in depth because this Ronaldo move is, I'm sure it's going to dominate the 8 o'clock show as well. If Ronaldo goes to City, that will be the worst than winning the league. The league is a team situation, but Ronaldo making a personal decision. Manchester United are, I don't know what that means, Alice Colston. He says something about limited. We are a business, says Alice Colston. Exactly. I think that's what you meant. But yeah, I mean, look. Don't be angry at Ronaldo, be angry at United. This, of course, it's down to Ronaldo if he goes to Manchester City, but we haven't made an offer for him. And it just amplifies the lack of ambition at this football club. You know, we outbid Man City for Fred and Sanchez, but we don't do it for Ronaldo, who's a United legend. We allow Manchester City to have a better transfer window than us when we're trying to catch them up. The problem at United, and please get your head around this because it's not even a suspicion. The evidence is there. United do not want to win the Premier League or the Champions League. Man City and Chelsea do. Man City, Chelsea, PSG want to win the Champions League. And they go out there to win it by doing what they do. By going and getting the best they can get. Manchester United don't want to do that. They want to sell shirts and get top 4 and pretend they want to win titles. They don't want to do it. Somebody said to me this morning, I like Ollie, but would Chelsea employ him? Would Man City employ him? Why do Manchester United employ Ollie? Because there's no evidence that he can make us win titles. So why do they employ him? because he's a fan favourite who protects the board because he's a fan favourite and he can get you top four. That's all they want. They don't value you and they don't value success. They value the brand maintaining earnings for as long. And the scariest thing about the Glazers is people say, well, it's all going to go wrong. Does it matter to them? Does it matter? All that matters to the Glazers is they make as much money out of this club for as long as they can. If it all goes tits up in 5 years' time, they'll just sell. It doesn't mean anything to them because they don't support the club. This is why the momentum we had at the end of last season was so important. And it's gone. Because there was an opportunity to try and get our club back whilst we're still in a relatively good position. If this goes tits up, they'll just sell us. They'll say, well, we've made 20 years of massive amounts of money out of this club. Get rid. We're not United fans anyway. How we're still in the hands of these prats, I don't know. Hi, Mark. If Ollie fails this season, will you be able to cope up? We're building this team crap again. Why are we so helpless? As Kinshuk. I'll be devastated and heartbroken if Ronaldo goes to City and the Glazers don't care. They don't care about us. They're not United fans, as Ian King. I'd applaud that. Ollie out was trending earlier. People blaming him for Ronaldo's situation. What are your thoughts on this? I don't get some of our fans. Daniel Kirk, it should be Glazers out. How can Ollie, Fletcher and the other United staff sit still knowing our greatest legend is heading to our rival? Because they're in the pocket of the Glazers, Johan. They're indebted to the Glazers. Who would give Solskjaer a job in football? The Glazers did it. Who would give Fletcher a job? The Glazers did it. You know, they're walking around with a smile on their face. They're not saboteurs. They're not making massive changes within that football club because they don't have the power to do it. If he goes to City, will you taunt Ronaldo when he plays against United? Says Chunk. Mate, this to me is such an unbelievable... You know who I blame? Harry fucking Kane. Just like Spurs, he's bottled it at the last minute, hasn't he? If Harry Kane had bloody got his move to Man City, this never would have happened. I blame Spurs, Daniel Levy and Harry Kane, bottlers. But yeah, it's I never ever thought this would happen. You know, I know it had been rumoured in the past, but I never thought the draw's not actually taking place. They're talking to some couple of blokes here. I don't know who they are. Emergency doctor. I think they're talking about not Sven-Goran Eriksson. They're talking about Christian Eriksen. But the draw's not taking place at the moment. Very serious message, actually. Mark, if Ronaldo joins City, I'm getting rid of his bloody wall mirrors in my football screen. This is such a heartbreak, says V33. Imagine how many shirts Ronaldo could sell for the Glazers, says Scott Mack. Hi, Mark, do you think we will get more protests like we did last season if Ronaldo joins City? No, I don't think they will, Alex Dowles. And sorry, but why are we not screaming Glazers out anymore? I feel we could actually win the league if we had a CDM like Rice or Kimmich and played Donny box to box. Glazers out, says Philip Anderson. Personally felt worse than when Super League was announced. Don't do it to Cristiano, says Oscar Lau. The funny thing is, well, it's not funny at all. When Messi left Barcelona a few weeks ago, I don't really have much of a relationship with Barcelona. In fact, look, I think La Liga is a bit of a crap league, so I get into quite a lot of arguments with Barcelona and Real Madrid fans. But I'm really glad that at the time I said I felt really sad for Barcelona fans when Messi left. Really sad. I felt that it wasn't right. It was about money, and it just seemed very, very sad to me. Our situation's worse. Will we get any empathy from Barcelona fans? Will we get any empathy from other clubs? I don't think we will do. I don't think we will do. And the reality is, it's a horrific situation for Manchester United football fans to be. Now, you could be a Brave fan who goes, I don't really care, piss off, not bothered. But that is a lie if you know what your club's all about. If you're a United fan, you know what Ronaldo was at United for those years he was with us. You know he's got an important place in the history of this football club. And you know that he's going to go to Manchester City. I mean, the downright cheek of it, if it wasn't so hurtful, the cheek of it is just hilarious. To actually think, oh, I don't care. I'll go back and live in Manchester and play for Manchester City down the road. I mean, it's the biggest up yours to United fans. He is a disgrace for doing it. I don't care. I think the Glazers are a disgrace for allowing it to happen. And I think the Glazers are a disgrace full stop. But I do think Ronaldo's a disgrace as well. The sheer... It's not balls. This ain't balls. This is the sheer nonchalance, the arrogance, the lack of compassion for people that apparently he cares about. It's disgraceful to do it. Hydra says Ronaldo should stay at Juventus another year. Well, he's not going to. He's going to go, isn't he? Sorry, but why are we not screaming? I've done that one as well. Can imagine Ronaldo being the man to help City win the Champions League for the first time. Creating history like this will appeal to him. Wazza, I'm sorry. There's not one part of that I can agree with. Creating history with Man City and making them the first team to enter the Champions League must appeal to him. Why? What sort of shithead do you have to be for that? What sort of person do you have to be to go, I want to go and play for Man City so I can be the first, so I can play for them when they win the Champions League the first time? On what level? On what level is that a historic story? They've got no bloody history. They've hardly got any bloody fans. They're buying history. That's why they want Ronaldo, because they know all the fans they'll get with Ronaldo. I mean, United not getting Pulisic stunned me because he's a good player, popular with the American audience, and were owned by Americans. Not bringing Ronaldo back, to me, is just petulance from the Glazers again. It's the easiest shirt-selling way to make you popular in the world. And they've gone, no, we don't want to do it. We've got to sell to buy. We've got to think about those dividends. But from Ronaldo's point, I can't see that. I'm not having any of that. I'm not going to go, I can understand why Ronaldo wants to go to Man City because of their history of making them win the Champions League for the first time. Mate, less than a few minutes down the road was where your career was built. And you want to go to Man City to win their first Champions League? Nah, it doesn't work. That don't work for me, I'm afraid. Just do what Cantona, Becks and Rooney did. They did their business elsewhere or retire without coming back to taint their legacy, says V33. The Glazers done it with Brady and it paid off. Why can't they do it for us, says Niels Reef? Because they like American football and they don't like football. How is it Ronaldo's fault if United don't want him? Would he stop playing football or stay unhappy at Juventus? Glazers are the snakes. Wake up, people, says Pushan. I think there is blame at Ronaldo. I think Ronaldo is a disgrace, but I think the Glazers are even worse. Yes. It's disgraceful. We created the player and he goes and joins our biggest rivals. This is an interesting draw. Pot 2 is stacked, says Vignesh. The draw hasn't started yet. A few days ago, Ronaldo complained how hurt he is by the fans and now he spits on them, says Gergo. Maybe Ronaldo doesn't care about United fans. Maybe he doesn't. I mean, he's said it enough times that he does, but maybe actually he doesn't. Mark, City are getting Ronaldo as a PR cover-up because of the Mendy allegations. This whole thing came out of the blue, says YouTuber. This is the Manchester United Corporation, no longer Manchester United Football Club, says Steve-O Atherton. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. The draw is incoming. They're still all having a chat, but I'm sure it's going to kick in very, very soon. I've got a few messages coming in here. Adam's on the 8 o'clock show as well. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. I remember after he sent Rooney off in the 2000 World Cup and the entire England was against him, it was the United fans who stood by him. He forgets his Arpen. Yeah, but a narcissist will be like that. Maybe Ronaldo's a narcissist. Maybe he's just somebody who's just so obsessed with themselves they don't see other people. I think he's exposing those sort of tendencies if he does, because this is shocking behaviour. It really, really is, and what I think is irrelevant. It isn't irrelevant. It's relevant to me, but it's also about what you think as well. And I just think he's bang out of order for doing this. Please subscribe, by the way. The draw is still gonna carry on for a while here. Of course, it's gonna carry on for a while here. Got a lot of things going on, a lot of messages. We've been talking about Ronaldo. I did want to just bring in the England squad as well, just very, very quickly, just while we're waiting for this draw to start. Is Ronaldo to City done, says Attel? It's not done yet, but it's very advanced. I'll be honest, I don't believe the Ronaldo to City. Something don't feel right, says Hayden Sweet. Madrid had submitted a new bid for Mbappe. Ronaldo will go to PSG over City. Look, Jay, I would love... Look, at this stage... I couldn't give a toss about what PSG's morals are or how shit the French league is. PSG could save United fans because the Glazers aren't going to bloody do it. It's what I said this morning. This is why, as a football club, we're broken, because we're relying on other clubs to do our business. Who's going to stop Liverpool winning the league? Because it ain't going to be us. Who's going to stop Ronaldo going to Man City? Because it ain't going to be us. Why can't we take care of our own business? Why are we incapable of doing that? But look, if PSG get rid of Mbappe and they get Ronaldo, I'd love it to happen. But let's see. So Ollie wants to keep Lingard but won't sell him to cover Ronaldo's fees. I think personally they're scared they can't manage his personality, says T Mitch. Look, the most blunt thing I could ever say about that is that when it comes down to it, and look, can you imagine Pep Guardiola, what he would do with somebody like Dan James, Jesse Lingard, Scott McTominay, these sort of players? Do you think they'd even let them into the Man City training ground? And yet Ollie's there championing, I can't even do the word. Ollie's there talking about them like they're good enough for us to win a title. Regardless of whether Ronaldo goes to Man City or Saul Niguez goes to Chelsea, those squads that Chelsea and Man City have got elite player options in it. Ollie champions Dan James, Jesse Lingard, Scott McTominay, Fred, Lindelof. Players that ultimately would not be allowed to train with the Chelsea and Man City first team. This is why we fail. Because through that club, we just have too many things that are not good enough. And you call it out and you get called all sorts of things. But the reality is it's true. We have too many things that are not good enough in that football club. And I'll keep repeating this forever. How are you ever going to succeed when your leader gives out the message that it's okay to not be good enough? Like whether it's your pub team manager, whether it's your workplace manager, if they are openly saying it doesn't matter about winning, it doesn't matter, that's good enough, then you're not going to be a winner, are you? United don't set the standard from the top of that football club because the Glazers know nothing about football. They are people who walked into this club with their ponytails and their bald heads smiling going, this is soccer. They've got no idea what football is. And then they've appointed people who help them buy the club who also don't know what football is. This is why we fail. The people at the top don't understand football, they understand money. Manchester City, their owner understands money, but he wants to win. Roman Abramovich understands money, but he wants to win. They're two very good combinations in football. I'm rich and I want to be the best. We're rich and we want to be richer. That's why we don't win. Because we haven't got a miracle worker in Sir Alex Ferguson anymore. Still not started the draw. Ronaldo joining City will be like Tevez betraying United, says Bacon, but no, it'll be nothing. It'll be 100 times worse, mate. Don't compare Tevez to Ronaldo. Ronaldo has a limited career. He can't wait for a year for United. Glazers have ruined our club, says Sabotage. How can you not see that Ollie is actually protecting our club from the Glazers? Zidane, Poch, etc. don't give a toss about United. Give him some respect, says Albert Barner. Ronaldo joining City is a massive kick in the face for all of us. His legacy will be destroyed. This will hurt, says Lance Phillips. Yeah, it will. And Ronaldo's got a big part in it, and so have the Glazers, I'm afraid. What do you have against McTominay? I think he's great in the United team, says Atul. I don't have anything against Scott McTominay. I don't have anything against Fred. I don't have anything against Jesse Lingard. And I don't have anything against Dan James. I think all those players would be good Brighton, West Ham, Everton players. But we're trying to win a title, mate. Stop being a child and stop going, why do you hate McTominay? Why do you hate Fred? I don't hate them. I think they're decent footballers. I just don't think they're Manchester United standard. And I guarantee you, Pep Guardiola wouldn't let them on the training ground at Manchester City's first team, and neither would Tuchel. And that's the standard. But you, because you like them, because they're nice guys, because they run around a lot, because they smile on the training pictures, you want them, you're hoping they're going to prove people wrong. Hope will not get you a Premier League title anymore. Talent will. And we have issues with talent. And it starts at the top of that football club. Genuinely baffling why the Glazers aren't in for him. Shirt sales, good with the fans, on-field performance. Anyone know anyone in the upper echelons of team viewer hierarchy, says Matt G. Ronaldo is a scorned legend, potentially. Imagine all he and Man United accomplished as a group. How he still maintained legendary status at Madrid and slightly so at Juventus. Only to have Man United want him. Best mate Doug is a prat, says Mike John. You know what? In all of this, I do wonder what a guy who... We were very fortunate to still have him on the planet a few years ago. If anybody's watched the video about Sir Alex Ferguson, his recovery from a life-threatening illness was emotional at the least. He's still here, Sir Alex. He's still watching Manchester United game after game. And I wonder what Sir Alex Ferguson is thinking about this. That the youngster that he brought to Manchester United. What are you doing? Bloody dog. The youngster that he brought to Manchester United, about to go to Man City on his watch. He's still here, turning up for every Manchester United game. I mean, I personally feel distraught, as many of thousands and millions of United fans will. Imagine what Sir Alex Ferguson's thinking. All I can think about is that time, and I can't even remember what game it was. I think it was Portugal. Remember when I think Portugal won the Euros and Sir Alex Ferguson was waiting at the bottom like a proud father. Now Ronaldo, when he was at United, his dad died. I think he was at United when his dad died. He might have been Madrid, but I think he was at United when his dad died. And Sir Alex Ferguson has been described by Ronaldo as a father figure. They love each other. Sir Alex Ferguson was waiting there at the bottom of the steps to give him a hug. I'm sure it was when Portugal won the Euros, or maybe it was a Champions League at Madrid. The relationship that they've got transcends any relationship he's got with any United fans. It's real. Sir Alex Ferguson is Manchester United. Sir Alex Ferguson groomed that player as a player into one of the best players in the world. How do you turn your back on that? I'm struggling with how you turn your back on the fans, but how do you turn your back on Sir Alex Ferguson? Can you imagine there's been a phone call where he said, "Go and do it, Cristiano, I understand it"? Because if he has, and Sir Alex says, if Sir Alex Ferguson says I can understand why he's done it, then I'll get in line. I think we all will. But I can't imagine it. I'm mad at the Glazers for existing wage bill, mad at Glazers for not adding 300k to the wage bill. Ronaldo holds all the cards, he's to blame, says Karen Took the Kids. And to be fair and honest, it's not surprising. Like we all know, he's the most ambitious self-absorbed star in history. He goes to teams that help him stat pad to elevate himself. Suleiman, you see, I find those sort of things childish. There's no doubting that Cristiano Ronaldo is one of the world's best ever players. He may well be a snake in your eyes. I think he's a disgrace for doing it. But the reality is I'm not going to be that petulant that I'm going to say he's a shit player. Let him be the disgrace. You don't have to act like that. What he did at United was legendary. He is a United legend. If he goes to Man City, he loses the hearts of the fans. But I'm not going to say he wasn't a legendary player at United. He was world class. And he's a shithouse for doing it if he does it. See comments now. Does Ronaldo come or not? I want to know if I can support your club or not. City will get even more plastic fans. All this makes me sick, says Frederick. And it's the exact same situation as Fabregas and Wenger, says Kieran. I don't know. I think Ronaldo at United is one of our best ever players, talent-wise. Difficult. Anyway, we've still not started the draw here. And I did want to say as well, does anybody know why Mason Greenwood's not in the England squad? Jesse Lingard's in the England squad. Patrick Bamford is in the England squad. Mason Greenwood is not in the England squad. I mean, I don't know. All I heard from Gareth Southgate was something along the lines of, it's best for Mason and his family if he's not in here. So I'm wondering if there is... It sounds to me like there's an issue, but we don't know what it is. And it's very, very, very odd, to be honest with you. So I don't understand that. Ronaldo to City is worst transfer ever. United gave Ronaldo the platform that he is now. He will be booed at Old Trafford. Mercenary Ronaldo. The closest thing I can think to this, Garav, and I still think this is worse, was when Figo went from Barcelona to Real Madrid. And I still think this is worse. And he had a pig's head thrown at him, didn't he? I mean, look, there's a thin line sometimes between bravery and stupidity. If he signs for Man City and comes to Old Trafford in front of 75,000 fans, some would say that's ridiculously brave. I just hope amongst the booing there is some Glazers out shouting as well, because ultimately the Glazers have played their part in this as well. He was at United and it was the Euros. Sir Alex Ferguson guided him after his dad died, and it's something Ronaldo respected. This is where he needs to repay that respect, says Nick Warren. I'm gutted. I love Ronaldo, but if he goes City after seeing he wouldn't go there, he would rather go Qatar. Loyalty is gone. Love is gone, says Sean Turner. I don't know about you, bro, but the Ronaldo situation saddens me deeply, Mark. No matter how optimistic I try to be, Ronaldo now for me is a gold digger, says Anos. Well, the one thing we've not spoken about as well is that if Man City get Ronaldo, I think they'll win the league. because I said this in the summer. I thought if Man United got Ronaldo, we could win the league. So adding Man City, giving Ronaldo to that Man City side, I think they'll win the league. He's better than Harry Kane. I think he's a better striker than Harry Kane. Is this another example of how British players truly understand British rivalries? Merseyside, Manchester, London and foreign players don't seem to truly care, says Matthew Paul. Ronaldo is a total narcissist. United fans need to get him where he cares and make him lose millions of followers, says KG. Imagine Ronaldo wins City a treble and City start calling him a legend. Well, they will do that. They'll call him a legend anyway, because if he wins them a champion, it's not hard to become a Man City legend, is it? You know, because they haven't got any. So, you know. Mark, save all Man United fans and get Ronaldo down to Solihull, says Josh. Yeah, we're putting a late bid in on a free transfer. Yeah, I'd like it. We've still not started the draw, but Mendy's just been awarded Champions League goalkeeper of the year last year. So there you go. He will still be a legend, but United fans and Sir Alex Ferguson will be mad and gutted at his decision to join City. Rather United get Kane as he's younger, though, says Tristan. Not for me. Not for me. No, I want this. I want this guy at Manchester United, to be honest with you. I don't know if Guardiola likes Ronaldo that much. It sounds more like a Qatar royal family type of signing. I mean, look, I don't want to get into the Manchester City politics of this. I do agree with what you're saying, though. I think that ultimately this is about... I said it this morning, I'll say it now. Not convinced he fits into what Pep Guardiola wants. Not convinced that Ronaldo and Pep actually work that well together. But this is about Man City. It's the perfect thing for Man City. I don't know why they didn't do it with Messi. It's perfect for Man City to get themselves a load of fans. Anyway, Mendy's just won goalkeeper of the Premier League there. Of the Champions League, sorry. We're now awaiting the first groups. And here we go. So we've got the first group stage coming in. If anyone's watching, please share the video and tweet it, because I'm so busy I can't do it. I was going to do a tweet there, but I'm going to keep my eyes with you lot. Here he is, Poundland Ranieri, Giorgio Marchetti. He looks like Ranieri. Is Ronaldo to Man City guaranteed, says Al Mol. Well, we'll talk about that in a little bit, but we've got an 8 o'clock show tonight as well. That's why Scholes, Neville and Giggs and held in such high regards. Mason and Marcus the same, the club over everything. Sean, don't tempt fate with Ronaldo and Greenwood. You can't speak about young lads in their 20s and teens and say that they're legends and they're going to stay forever. We have spoken about Ben Mendy being charged by the police, says Luke. Yeah, we have spoken about that. Unfortunate news. These footballers, these bloody footballers, when will they learn? If you're saying Ronaldo is turning his back on relationship with Sir Alex, what is the club doing by not bringing him and his son Ronaldo when he left Ronaldo in Juventus? I agree, Mike. I think the Glazers have got a massive part in this. There is a blame game here and Ronaldo has to take the blame, but so do the Glazers as well. Did we try and get him when he left Real Madrid for Juventus? No, we didn't. Have we tried to get him now? No, we haven't. We've ignored... We're all pissed off about a club legend snaking us, and yet we've turned our back on him twice. As I said, if the fans could make the decision... If we had competent owners, we'd be bringing Ronaldo home. We haven't got... It all goes back to the same thing. You can be angry at Ronaldo, but also be angry at our owners because they've made no attempt to get him either. At least we can look forward to seeing Ollie come up with new ways to not play Donny whilst McTominay is out, says Matt. You know what? I'm very emotional here. And the deal for Ronaldo to Man City hasn't even happened yet. I'm very emotional here, but as I sit here now, and I'll admit I'm saying this from a position of real emotion and feeling very, very down. Martin B, we have got an 8 p.m. show, yes. I'm saying this from a position of feeling really, really down. I feel that this could be the beginning of the end for Manchester United, because I don't feel that we are actually in a stable position. There's a lot of uncertainty around the coaching. I think Sancho's a good signing, and I think Varane's a good signing. You've just mentioned Van der Beek. I think he's going to go. I think Pogba's going to go. That means the midfield needs totally renovating, by which time Bruno might be angling for a move. The defence will be nearly 30. I just see... I saw something in the Manchester Evening News today that next year we're going to look for a midfielder and a striker. That means there's a 2-year gap between us when we should have got a right winger and a centre-back and getting a striker and a midfielder. The gaps are too far. We're always renovating. And that suits the Glazers. They like us to renovate because then you never spend the money to win the league. You just do it gradually. I think this is going to be the beginning of the end, United, if we're not careful, because Man City and Chelsea are just... I said it at the start of the window. Chelsea won the Champions League. Man City won the Premier League. They're the two rivals. They're fighting. They're not looking at United. Chelsea are looking at City and City are looking at Chelsea. And they're both rich. And they're both doing this, that and the other to compete with each other. They're not competing with us. It's like us talking to Arsenal. We're not competing with Arsenal. You're in the mid-table. You're competing with bloody Watford and Everton. But I tell you what, the joke's on the other foot because Man City and Chelsea aren't competing with us. They're not looking at us and competing with us because we don't even have a settled 11. They've got a settled 11 and a settled bench. They're writing checks to go. They don't care. They just want to win. We're miles behind Man City and Chelsea, and I can see it getting more and more the case. What was it I said after the Super League? That line from the Manic Street Preachers song. If you tolerate this, then your children will be next. That was the decision back in May. A lot of people did a lot of things about protesting over the Glazers. And the statement was there. If you tolerate this, then your children will be next. Your children are going to be living our mistakes as well. The Glazers should not be in charge of this football club. If we had owners like Man City or Chelsea, we'd be right up there doing the deals they're doing. Not having issues in the midfield. Buying in top quality players regularly every summer. We are a victim of the Glazers and we will continue to be a victim of the Glazers because they ain't real. They're businessmen. They're not football people. I guess we took Owen back in the day. That was supposed to be Liverpool. Players join different clubs, but we know Ronaldo will always treasure United. And if Ronaldo signs for City and we don't get a CDM, then this can arguably be one of the worst transfer windows ever, says Emil. Mate, this transfer window just lost probably 3. This is a 3 out of 10 transfer window for me now. If Ronaldo goes to Man City, I never could have envisaged that. And yes, Sancho and Varane are fantastic signings, but you've got to take into account, like I said this morning, what else is going on in the window. No holding midfielder, no sales, and Ronaldo goes to City. I'm sorry, this is becoming a very bad transfer window. No matter how good Sancho and Varane are, this is becoming a bad transfer window. Glazers are bad owners. Fact, says the Sheikh of England. Ollie is as bad as manager as Woodward is CEO. He doesn't know how to manage. Any of Pep, Klopp, Tuchel would win with United now. No, I'm not. I'm not convinced by that. Ronaldo choosing City says a lot about Ronaldo's winning mentality. It's obvious Ronaldo wants glory and doesn't care about club loyalty, says Amos. And Mike John says, if you're saying Ronaldo's turning his back on relationship with Sir Alex, what is the club doing by not bringing home Ronaldo? I think we should read that one as well. We still haven't had the first bit of the draw here. Look, the Champions League draw is a long, drawn-out affair, as I've said before, but we should be doing the first clubs now. Hi, Marksy. The only way out of this is if Ronaldo goes to City and becomes the biggest flop in Premier League history. Even saying that on its own, yeah, it's not going to happen, Tapua. Mate, I'd score 20 goals a season for Man City. If I got up to my prime fitness and just played as the number 9 for Man City, I'd fancy myself to hit double figures. You can all laugh, but Man City are going to they're going to create chances even for a prat like me up front. Imagine what Ronaldo's going to do. He's brilliant in the air, whip a cross in. He's good with the ball at his feet. He takes penalties. He's going to, yeah. No says stop being a brat. I tell you what, mate, stop being a prat. And is anyone starting to get pissed with him repeating himself every day, says BC. Yeah, mate, because I've spoken about Ronaldo going to Man City every day, haven't I? Jog on somewhere else. We've got 25,000 people watching. I don't think we're going to miss you and your negative twat. United will never ever win anything for as long as the Glazers are at the helm, says the Delta 57. I totally agree with that. I haven't really spoken about Mendy, but we're going to go into the draw. We're going into the draw here. Right, here we go. Champions League draw time. Manchester City have just come out. Boo! Boo! Boo, you scummy shits. Get out. Boo! Destroyers of football. There he is. Boo! Group A. Tossers. Hate you. Get out. Boo, Man City. Boo! Scum. Ronaldo to City will be like... I can just say one thing about Man City as well. We all boo Man City and we don't like them. Who was the club who came out of the Super League first? Man City. Atletico Madrid have just come out. So Man City have got Atletico Madrid in their group. Ronaldo to City will be like Van Persie to United, and we joke Arsenal for years about it. It's nothing like it. It's way worse, Shrem. Way, way worse. So Man City have got the draw of Atletico Madrid. Oh, no. Sorry. Forget that. They're all from Group A. They're just drawing them out for the different groups. God, they don't know how to do this. I would just do it. I would go group by group. They're just drawing them into the group. So Group A is Man City. Group B is Atletico Madrid. Group C was Sporting. Group D is going to be Inter. Please share the video, by the way. We've got nearly 25,000 people watching, and make sure you subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. Ronaldo to City will be like Van Persie. We've read that one. I can sort of understand on a football level if Ronaldo goes to City. United reject him. PSG have to sell. That leaves City as his only choice to play at the highest level. No more Farmers football, says Tobias Nelson. Yeah, on a football level, I could understand it, but yeah, you'd hope that a guy of that status would understand what he's about to do. And he clearly doesn't care if he does it. Yeah, we still don't know why Greenwood's not been called up for England, by the way. Is it to do with what happened last year? Villarreal have just come out in group... I don't know. Connor says, "What a group that would have been: City, Atletico, Inter, and Sporting." Even it still looks even that looks like an easy group, doesn't it? I want Villarreal, mate. I can't even talk about United in a serious way at the moment as a contender for anything. I mean, bloody hell! You've got PSG with Neymar and Messi. You've got Man City probably going to get Ronaldo. You've got Chelsea doing what they're doing, and we've got. With all due respect, we've got a midfield that will be Matic, Fred or McTominay. We're underdogs at best. Chelsea are in Group H. That completes the allocation of groups. Now, they're probably going to allocate Champions League defender now, aren't they? Or are they actually going to move on? Just give me Mbappe to Real and Ronaldo to PSG, says Frederick. Oh, come on. Yeah, I'd love it. Absolutely love it. Beth's just messaged me saying I'm still convinced he's not going to go. And typical, the one Portuguese player I thought we sign up all the Portuguese talents, as Matthew Paul. Yeah, go to Wolves, Ronaldo. George Mendes basically pulls the strings there. Grant Fisher, how much does the Glazers owning the club affect United getting a top head coach? What top head coach would come with these owners? Grant, I mean, look. All I can say about the Glazers is incompetence breeds incompetence. If you work in a kitchen at a restaurant and the head chef's shit, the standards of that food will be shit. If you've got Ruben Diaz has won the best Champions League defender, which I don't think anyone could argue with. And well done to Irene Paradis, who's won it for PSG, the women's best footballer as well as defender. Yeah, I mean, look, the reality is. I can talk about this all day. The Glazers are incompetent owners, and that's been proven over 16 years. If you have owners who are incompetent, then how do you expect the rest of the club to run well? Like, you are basically led by your owners, aren't you? Rudiger's been robbed, says Man United forever. I thought Rudiger played very well in the Champions League, to be fair, but I can't argue with Ruben Diaz getting it, to be honest. Mark, what have our protests resulted in? What has changed? Recruitment, signings, communication with fans? I thought the protests were fantastic. I thought a lot of the things that went on away from the protests were fantastic as well. Not a penny more. There was a few other things that happened. But ultimately, I think what happened is the Glazers did a Skype call on a fan forum and everyone bought it. End of story. That was it. It was all over then. I think the division in the fan base was healed for a few weeks, and now it's back again. And the Glazers, if you're the leader of a country and and you're a tyrant, and the people can't unite, you're always going to lead that country. The Glazers will always be in charge of United because the fans won't unite to remove the Glazers. They'll always start fighting in between. Even when the protests and stuff were going on, we were putting money towards things, privately, because I knew that that's what the community would want us to do. We were putting money towards things, and then you had other fans going, "We don't want them involved. We don't want the fan channels involved." And it's like, you straight away you go, "Okay, fine, I respect that," but the Glazers have won. Because the divisions in the fan base will always pull it down. And there was a lot of people who I didn't think would approach us to get involved who did. But there was still a lot of people who were like, "Nah, don't want them involved." And then they start arguing with themselves. And then some people are not going to get involved. And the same thing happens all the time. The sad thing is he will snake the people who loved him, and Man City is minted and still won't pay a transfer fee. It's embarrassing, says Ozzo. With Mendy out, can you see City going for a 50 million left back like Nuno Mendes instead of Ronaldo, says Ali. And we took our foot off the pedal too fast. We had to go hard at the Glazers. Now we're just going back to where we were, says Vignesh. Clint Papers, thanks for the super chat. Well, as I said today, I might be completely wrong with this. I think some people thought that the Glazers brought Sancho and Varane to make the fans happy. I think they bought them to make TeamViewer happy. There we go. Anyway, we should have the second bit of the draw coming out now. Let's have a quick look. So, this is where we start to get where Man United are going to be. Do any famous people follow your channel? If yes, who? Says I've got too many people to talk about that. Mark, we need to start a petition to get you in for post-match interviews after United matches, says Anos. And the board, with how many they run this club, and Ollie with not starting Van der Beek, Sancho and Varane, shows we don't deserve Ronaldo. PSG will save our faces, says Kanishka. So I think Dortmund have gone into Man City's group. Oh, no, they haven't. Dortmund are the team out. We now find out which group they're going to go into. So hold your horses. Here we go. Mate, I'd love to get access to ask questions of Solskjaer. Do you think they would ever let me ask questions of Solskjaer? No. Do you think they'd ever let me ask questions of Woodward? No. Of course they won't. Because Man United have their little club of people that they give information to and trust to speak to Solskjaer and Woodward in a way that will never be asking anything relevant. Group C for Dortmund. So Dortmund going to Group C, which if I remember correctly is Sporting. So Borussia Dortmund and Sporting are in the same group. Man United are going to come out in a minute. How can the Glazers not see that signing Ronaldo will be a home run as far as short shirt sales and social media? Because Simran, people think with the Glazers that they are good businessmen. They know nothing about football and they're not good business people either. Because Real Madrid have just come out now. Ronaldo would be a home run. He'd be a home run. They should be spending money on Ronaldo. But it's the same people who give Sanchez 450 grand a week. It's the same people who give Phil Jones a 5-year deal when he's been injured for the last 3. They make terrible business decisions. Contact the fruit seller to get the Glazers, says IMAC. And okay, right, let's see what group Real Madrid are going into. Hopefully Man City's Group A. Let's see. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. Get involved with the channel. We're live at 8 o'clock. A lot of that's going to be about Ronaldo tonight. Let's have a look. Group D. Group D. Who's Group D for Real Madrid? Is that Bayern Munich? Group D. Michael Essien struggling with what a D is. It doesn't matter which way you turn it round, Essien. It's still a D. Inter and Real Madrid. Inter Milan and Real Madrid. We're going to get Bayern, says KP. You know what? I don't care if we get Bayern Munich. I'm not bothered. I mean, I've always been, anybody who watches the United stand, I've always been that fan who wants us to play the hardest teams because that's where you learn. So I'd be happy with that. Liverpool are out. I mean, of course, I'd rather have an easier draw because I want to get through to the knockout stage. I do not want to be back in Europa League in February again. But let's see. Liverpool are coming out here. Liverpool have got... they can't get Man City. They can get Bayern. Liverpool, Bayern Munich. They haven't got them yet. Liverpool have got Group B. Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid for Liverpool. Ooh, Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo. Liverpool, I don't know what, it's got nothing to do with Scotland. But Liverpool get Atletico, I can't even spell. I blame Ronaldo. PSG. Oh, I'd love PSG to get Man City. Imagine that. Ronaldo against Messi. These are hot balls. This has been done on purpose. PSG are going to get Group A. Messi against Ronaldo. It's the new world. And they have. They fucking have. I knew it. I knew it. PSG get Man City. They can't even sit there with their faces because they're not even shocked because they already bloody know. This is the new world. Football's been taken over by oil. PSG, Man City. Football's been overtaken by oil. It's all manipulated. The old football clubs of Barcelona, Real Madrid, Man United, Liverpool were all getting relegated for the oil clubs. Juventus. Ollie should get on the phone with the Glazers and Murta and demand Ronaldo comes home. We could be getting Bayern here. I think Man City against, Ronaldo's going to Man City. PSG have got Messi. They get each other. It's the new world. It's the oil. Football's being taken over. H for, I don't know who this is. I've lost my way a bit here. Juventus get Chelsea. I tell you what, some good groups. Juventus, Chelsea, Liverpool, Atletico Madrid, Man City and Barcelona. If we go and get City versus PSG, Al Clasico, yep, you're right. Barcelona are coming out here. Thanks for the super chat. Mark, I'd like us to get Villarreal, not because I'd be an easier draw. I'd just love to have another crack at them. Well, Lee Woolsey, you could well be getting your wish here because if Bayern Munich come out here for Barcelona, we're going to get Villarreal, surely. We've got Villarreal. We have to have Villarreal because Barcelona can't have Villarreal. Bayern Munich, Barcelona, we get Villarreal then, don't we? Or Lille. I don't know. Are Villarreal already out? Barcelona, Bayern Munich. There's some bloody good ties in these groups. Sevilla. No, we've got Villarreal. We've got Villarreal. Because Sevilla can't have Villarreal. You know what makes me laugh about this though? Don't talk to me about revenge. It's not revenge knocking Villarreal out, beating. Well, we won't even knock them out. We're not knocking them out. It's a group of 4. It's not revenge beating Villarreal in the Champions League group stage. Revenge is not beating Villarreal in the group stage. They beat us in a fucking cup final. I don't think it's revenge that we beat Villarreal in the group stage. Beating them in the fucking final would have been much preferable. So I'm not even going to call it revenge because that's small-minded nonsense that the Glazers would love. Oh, look at the fans. They're calling it revenge, playing them in the group stage. Money, 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 money. It's a good draw, though. It's a good draw for United, that. Right, we'll be moving on to see who the third teams are going to be in each group in a minute. But look, some very interesting ties there. Bayern Munich and Barcelona, Chelsea and Juventus, Atletico Madrid, Liverpool. Obviously, United get Villarreal and PSG and Man City in the Al Clasico. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. We've still got teams 3 and 4 to come. They're just going to announce the midfielder of the tournament. Last year, Kante obviously wins it. Kante wins Champions League midfielder of last season. The Women's Champions League midfielder is Alexia, who plays for Barcelona. Alexia. There we go. She's got a left foot. She's got a wand of a left foot by the looks of it. Yeah. There we go. Alexia Putellas and N'Golo Kante are the winners of the midfielders for the Champions League last year. If we beat Villarreal, Ollie will say it's progress, says Michael Nelson. If we beat Villarreal, he'll go, and that was the real quiz. That was the real quiz. We've won. Manchester United are playing Spanish club and Europa League champion Villarreal in the Champions League group stages. Thanks for that, lad. Alexa, play I Shot the Sheriff by Bob Marley. I'll laugh if it plays for somebody. Fred's been robbed. Yeah, Fred should have won Champions League Midfielder of the Year for his amazing performances in the group stage. But, yeah. We've got nearly 30,000 watching. Don't miss the 8 o'clock show tonight. Amazing show. It's going to be mainly about Ronaldo, but a few other things around United as well. Fred's been robbed, says James Harkness. And make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. You know what? We're on the road. The reason I'm saying subscribe, and I'm not even giving any clarity here, we're nearly at 100,000 subscribers. So please subscribe, bottom right hand corner, because we're currently on 97,800. So we're only 2,200 away from 100,000. So please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. And if you have subscribed, please share the video on Twitter and Facebook. So we're only 2,000 away from 100,000. So make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much. Bottom right hand corner to subscribe. Right, let's see what's going to happen next in the draw. It will be the third place teams from Pot C. In Pot C, you've got Porto, Ajax, Leipzig, Atalanta, Zenit, Benfica, Salzburg and Shakhtar. Now, United have drawn out Villarreal. It would be great if we pulled out Salzburg. There's nobody that really massively bothers me here in this group. But you could end up with what they call them the group of deaths, don't they? The groups that's got teams all around the same sort of ability. So I wouldn't really want Leipzig or Atalanta. Not massively bothered about. I mean, Zenit, it's the travelling. That's what bothers me about that. So Shakhtar come out first. Let's have a look. Thanks everyone who's tuned in, by the way. Make sure you subscribe. Sir Alex Ferguson could approve Ronaldo's move. Wake up call for Glazers out and a club wanting to excel like Ronaldo does. If they've talked, Fergie probably said no point coming to United at 36. I doubt he would say that, Mr. Fur. Best passer of the Champions League goes to Fred, says Vignesh. Mark, are you happy we got a team more on our level like Villarreal? Or would you prefer PSG, says Mark. I always prefer the bigger testicles. Test. Mark, say hello. Cheers, bud, says 2 shift. Right, let's have a look where this Shakhtar are going in. They're going into Group D. Group D. I think Group D is the team that has Inter and Real Madrid. So Shakhtar go to Inter and Real Madrid. I'm happy with that. A lot of travelling. Obviously, it's the winter. It's a lot of travelling to the Ukraine. I don't want United to get Zenit either. Although those games do have funny kick-off times, don't they? They kick off at like 5 o'clock, I think. Let's have a look. I do like the draw. Benfica are out next. I don't know much about Benfica. I mean, their manager's now managing Wolves, isn't he? But don't know loads about Benfica. I would expect United to beat them, but they are still a relatively big club. So let's have a look. That's the same group as last year for them lot. Right, let's have a look. Benfica. Are they going to land in United's group? Basically, whoever goes in the PSG and Man City group are out. If we get Atalanta, Ollie will pencil Ahmad in, says Oliver Green. I like it. I like it. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Right. Let's have a look here. Group E is... Benfica, Barcelona and Bayern. All the Bs. Benfica, Barcelona and Bayern. There you go. They're moving fast here. They're not messing about. Ivanovic, I think he's got a table booked. What's he saying? Zenit. Now, we do not want Zenit. Not because I think they're any good. We just don't want to be travelling. Don't want to be travelling far. Here. What do we got? What do we got? Zenit. I don't want Zenit. Arsenal are not in the draw, Pauline. They're not in any European draw. They're in a London draw, which isn't in Europe. Well, not in Europe anymore. Brexit means Brexit. H. I think that's us. I think we've got Zenit. I think we're in Group H. No, we're not. Chelsea, you're off to Russia. From Russia with love. Abramovich will be happy with that. So Zenit for Chelsea. And I'm happy with that. We're not going to Shakhtar and we're not going to Zenit. So that's quite good for United. Leipzig. I don't know what Leipzig are like now because they've changed their manager, haven't they? But anybody know what Leipzig are like now? Group G is United, isn't it? If we get Ajax, I reckon Donny has more chance of playing for them than us, says Dyer. I'm nicking that if it happens. Leipzig for United last year, wasn't it? It's a bit sus, isn't it, if we get them? Group A. That's Man City. That's a tough group for them. Leipzig, he's not happy, is he? He's thinking, shit, we're in the Europa League. Poor old Leipzig. They're better than last year, says Hans. They've got more squad depth. Atalanta. I don't mind United getting Atalanta because, you know, I know Italy won the Euros, but I'm not convinced about Italian teams, so yeah. Imagine if Leipzig get through that group. That means PSG or Man City wouldn't. That would be hilarious. I'm going to do the super chat, yeah. What happens to Bruno's chance if Cristiano goes to City? Who's that? I don't know. They'll change it. Group F. That's not us. Group F is not us. Atalanta. Oh, it is us. We are Group F. So Manchester United gets Atalanta. I mean, that's starting to spread. That's starting to make quite an even spread there. It means we can't get AC Milan, yes. In the final part. This is the one I wanted. I wanted Salzburg. I wanted Salzburg, me. Leipzig manager is from the US and he's quite good. Worked his way up the ranks at RB. Fantastic manager, but it's a big step for me. The team is good, says Jason Ketterer. Thank you there. Thank you, Jason, there for your in-depth but concise opinion on Atalanta. Very, 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 very much. Thank you very much. Do you think it's an easy group for United? Atalanta, Villarreal, United. We would be favourites because of the players that we've got, but we should be getting out of that group. Yeah, we should be getting out of the group. You didn't research how this works, did you, fella? Says Loz. I did research how this works. What are you talking about? I know exactly what's going on. What are you on about? Ajax, they're going to go into the group with Dortmund and I can't remember who was in that group. Sporting. It's quite a good group. Sporting, Ajax, Dortmund. Salzburg went into the Liverpool group. Right, they're going to do the attackers now. Attackers. Just as a bit of self-promotion, if you liked Driving with Goldbridge last week on my channel, episode 2 is out tomorrow. Why do we put the in front of countries like the Ukraine and the Netherlands, but not the Italy and the Spain? I don't know. Cy Jones. Interesting question there. Bruno. He came from Sporting like Marcus Rojo. Yeah, could do that, Adam. Bit of a shit version, really, but yeah. Can we get Sheriff? Says Talib. And I absolutely love it, Mark, says Kevin Bridge. And the winners of the forwards in the Champions League, Erling Haaland and Jennifer Hermoso of Barcelona. There you go. So we're going to go straight into the final part of the draw here. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. I need to keep doing that bit on this bit. We're very close to 100,000 subscribers. So bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. We're only 100 away from 98,000 and that road to 100k. So please subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. If everyone who's watching who hasn't subscribed, click subscribe in the bottom right hand corner. We'll go past it. Thanks everyone for subscribing. Mark, I'm depressed with the hot thought of Ronaldo to City. Brady for 50 million for the crap Buccaneers to win the Super Bowl. Wish they'd treat us like that, says Anthony Johnson. Mate, they're shit owners. They are shit owners. That's what they are. Werner's been robbed, says Sunder. I like the banter. That's what I like. Yeah. I think the Man City versus PSG game is a fix, by the way. Yeah. I don't care what anybody else says. I do. Right, let's do the final teams. They're coming out now. Haaland's an interesting one to win it because Dortmund got knocked out in the quarterfinals, didn't they? Was there a standout striker last year? I personally thought Neymar played well, but whatever. I thought Neymar was brilliant when I saw him last season, but they've given it to Haaland. Let's see who the final teams are coming out here. Where's the Champions League final going to be played? Does anyone know? Bruno. He came from Sporting. I can't even. It's in my head now. I can't do it. Aubameyang was robbed, I reckon. Yeah. Russia. The final's in Russia, in St. Petersburg. Thanks to the chat. They're giving us the info. Thank you very much. Yeah, 8 o'clock show tonight. All about Ronaldo, I suppose, and other things. Ronaldo sees City Group and decided he wants United. Says everything and anything. They're hyping up Haaland. Remember, UEFA is a brand in itself. I mean, I'm not, people will say they haven't rigged it, but you put PSG and Man City together. Oh, what a big bit of champion. Look, remember UEFA are in trouble. The Super League tried to get rid of the Champions League because they were saying that the Champions League was boring. Look at the Champions League draws. Oh, what a surprise. St. Petersburg, says Vignesh, thank you very much. And City to Brian Ronaldo, only for them to play in the Europa. Heard it here first, says K. Jimenez. Right, here we go. These are the final teams to come out in the groups. And the first one to come out is Young Boys. The jokes will be coming out of here. I There's nothing I can say that's gonna about United and getting that team that's going to come across well. So I'm just not going to say anything. Let's see which group they go into. Young Boys of Bern, isn't it? Yeah, Everton jokes. Yeah. Mendy's not been charged with anything like that, so that joke doesn't work. Essien laughed. Group F for them, which means they're in United's group, doesn't it? Yeah, great. I mean, it's a good draw for United, but I'm not going to start saying the name of that team and United. Thoughts on Benjamin Mendy signing for JLFC? Okay, Mr. Vlasic, thank you very much. Easy group for United. Yeah, I think it is an easy group for United. If that group had gone to Man City, we would have said, oh, it's rigged. You can't be unhappy with that group. We can't even beat Southampton. Let's not get too overwhelmed. Says about the draw. Ronaldo's done and buried for me now. Can only hope City have a bad season, says Paul. And don't forget UEFA have also ruined Champions League by changing it from 2024, so they're also the villains, says Sylvia. Yeah, I've not really even looked at the new one. Besiktas go into the group with Ajax and Dortmund and Sporting. So there we go. We'll talk about United in a minute and the group. Let's just finish the draw. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was good. Okay. Nicholas, yeah. So Manchester United have got Atalanta, Villarreal and Young Boys of Bern. So an easy draw for United, really. They should be getting through that. The next draw is coming in. We got a Europa League group, says Robert. It does look a little bit like a Europa League group. You're right. Group B. Group B. Who's that? Who could it be in Group B? We say that in front of some countries because they used to be only regions like the Ukraine. Ukraine once wrote to the EU about that. I think we can safely say that we shouldn't be back in the Europa League this year. Wolfsburg. Wolfsburg. Hi Mark, which group do you think is the easiest? Well, they've not all been completed yet, United Voice, but I do think United have got a very, very good draw. Group G. Lille, Sevilla, Salzburg, Wolfsburg. Again, that looks like a Europa League group, doesn't it? Some of these groups, I mean, United have benefited, but that group looks bloody crap as well, Group G. Club Brugge. I think they're going to be in the. I think they're going into the Europa. Well, they might not even go into the Europa if you finish fourth. Club Brugge. Instead of saying the name, just call them Swiss champions, says Dan. Yeah, good one, Dan. Mark, I'm crying inside. Man United, please buy Ronaldo, says Soham. We're not going to buy Ronaldo. Club Brugge, could they be in with PSG, Man City and Leipzig? If it's Group A, they will be. They are. I've called it. Club Brugge. Forget about it. You're going to get whipped. Oh, yeah. You're getting whipped. Please subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We're only 60 away from 98,000 on the road to 100k. Thank you for everyone who's tuning in. We've nearly completed the draw and then I'm going to talk about it. Ronaldo to City is karma for owing to United. Yeah, that's very comparable, Mandem. We'll go watch United versus the Swiss champions in Switzerland, says DK. There we go. Malmo. It's Malmo's time to shine. Who have Malmo got? A lot of United fans saying no more no more Europa League football. Mark, check Twitter. Ronaldo offered to United. Take me home, United Road. I don't know from where that is happening. Oh, it's a journalist saying that Man United has been offered to Ronaldo. Oh, of course he has. I've just quote tweeted it because that's the truth. United Stan Twitter says Ronaldo offered to United. So yeah, we're not going to get him. Look at my tweet on @MarkGoldbridge. Right. Do you think this is a tactic by Ronaldo's agent to approach City and rile up United fans to pressure us into paying the fee for him, whereas City won't? No, Matt, I don't. All those teams will play with a low block, which will struggle against. Just think about Istanbul last year, says Manchester G. If Man United don't end up in the Champions League knockout stage, then you'd probably say Solskjaer might not be the manager come March. That group, Swiss champions, Atalanta and Villarreal, you've got to be getting through that group. Even if it's second place, you've got to get through that group. Liverpool's group's interesting. Atletico, Porto and Milan. Obviously, we know Club Bruges, Man City, PSG and Leipzig. Chelsea have got Juventus, Zenit and Malmo. You'd expect them to go through. Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Benfica, Dynamo Kiev. You can pretty much see who's going to go through. You'd expect Juventus and Chelsea. You'd expect Man United and Villarreal. You'd expect PSG and Man City. You'd expect Liverpool and Atletico Madrid. There might be a shock in there, but I think the draw is going to be pretty much straightforward in that sense. And United, we can't complain about that. We've been quite lucky there with the draw. I mean, last year we weren't so lucky, were we? We had PSG and Leipzig and we didn't get through. I think the reality is that we haven't really caught a hard team from Pot A or a hard team from Pot C. Failure to get out of this group will be a sackable offence, says Ren H. Yeah, I agree. I think it's a very, very easy group to go through. I just want to spend a few more minutes. We're only 40 subscribers away from 98,000, so please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. The situation with the way things are going at the moment is that obviously the world of Manchester United fandom is in a state of shock and is somewhat distraught at the moment at the thought of Cristiano Ronaldo going to Manchester City. At the moment, I mean, I'll do a percentage. I'd say there's quite a high percentage that he's going to go to Manchester City. The fact is that Man City are in talks. George Mendes has approached them, and Manchester United are not in those conversations as per usual. So, there is a chance that that's going to happen, and we need to wake up to that. Atalanta are better than Villarreal. Apparently Ronaldo has just been offered to United. Manchester United have been offered Cristiano Ronaldo. It hasn't happened in the last hour. It's happened all through the summer and before. We've been offered Cristiano Ronaldo a lot, and we've said no. Who's behind that no? You've got to blame the owners, the Glazers. If Ronaldo goes to City, it's going to be a very, very difficult thing for Manchester United to deal with. But in relation to the Champions League draw, that's a fantastic draw for United. The champions of Switzerland, Atalanta and Villarreal, with the players we've got and the size of the club we are, we should be waltzing through that group, and I would expect us to. which means no more Europa League football. So that's a good thing. Make sure you smash a like on the video and please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. The 8 o'clock show tonight is going to be fantastic. We're going to get some guests on. We're going to be in the chat. We're going to be talking about this. So let's wait and see what happens between now and 8 o'clock, and we'll discuss it more then. Thanks everyone for watching. My preview for the Wolves game is up. 10 minutes, very good video about how Wolves are a sleeping giant and how, well, not a sleeping giant, but they are in a false position. Check it out. I'll see you at 8 o'clock. Thank you very much.